What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Game Day with Trey. Of course, this is your host, Trey, and today we're going to talk about this NBA playoff round one, game two matchup between the Miami Heat visiting the Boston Celtics. This game will be played at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday night. The line did open up at over-under 208, Boston minus 14.5. It has since moved on that over-under to 204, and Boston still minus 14.5. All right, so let's take a little bit deeper look at this matchup, you guys. All right, the Miami Heat look for a massive upset to even up the series at 1-1 versus the Boston Celtics after getting crushed the other night, man. When you look at how the Boston Celtics are looking right now, all right, they look for another win to take a 2-0 series lead and possibly, sweep these boys. I hate to say it like that, but that could possibly be what's happening right now, especially with no Jimmy Buckets. And that's why we're getting into the injury report. Kevin Love, Haywood Highsmith, Duncan Robinson are all probable for the Heat despite all dealing with something. However, the Heat will once again be without Jimmy Buckets and Terry Rozier and Josh Richardson. So, and the Celtics' only injury, Luke Cornett. Y'all know how that is. That's really nothing. Okay. Now, when you're looking at how these two teams have played so far this season, they played each other 4 times this season. Boston has won all 4. They scored no less than 110 points every game. Although, the Heat have covered. All right, the Heat have covered twice this season. The Heat covered in Miami and in Boston, the first game of the season when they played each other way back in October 27th. So, yeah. That was with Jimmy Buckets, I believe. And then when you look at how these two teams have played against each other in the last 4 games, over-under-wise, it's been 2 to the over, 2 to the under. The last 2 games they have played have gone under, including the playoff game that they just played the other day. And when you're looking at what they did, well, the hole in the game for Miami was that third quarter. In the third quarter, Miami scored 14 total points in the third quarter. Whereas Boston came out and scored 31 points in the third quarter. Let's just go over this real quick. First quarter, Boston scored 26, Miami 21. Second quarter, Boston scored 34, Miami scored 24. Third quarter, Boston scored 31, Miami scored 14. Fourth quarter, Boston scored 23. Miami scored 35. I tell you all that to tell you this right here, man. When you look how these two teams have matched up over the season and versus the league, all right, the Celtics have, when you're talking about defense, first quarter, their defense is number 6 defense in the NBA. Number 5 defense in the third quarter, and number 2 defense in the fourth quarter. All right, and just so you know, the second quarter is only the number 10th. Okay, so they play D all game long. Second quarter, they kind of take off on defense, but that's because when you look at their offense in the first quarter, number 1 in the NBA. Second quarter, number 1 in the NBA. Third quarter, that's when they slack off, kind of like a switch from offense to defense or vice versa, okay? Because in that third quarter, their offense is only ranked 12th, whereas in their defense in that third quarter is ranked 5th. So, like I said, it's kind of a switch off there. And then when you look in the fourth, man, the fourth quarter, their defense is 2nd in all of the NBA, whereas their offense is 16th. All right, now Miami plays defense consistently all game long. So it's not like it's an epiphany to anyone on that. Everybody knows that Miami's going to come out and play defense. But in the last 10 games that Miami has played, man, Miami is currently 7 to the over and 3 to the under. And even though these last 2 games did go under the total point spread, you got to understand that Boston did go over its total point spread, and Chicago did go over its total point spread for the game. So, like, when that happens, it's virtually a over in other aspects of how you cap these games. All right, so we looked at all that, you guys. We understand what the mismatch was. We understand how they play each quarter. We understand why it comes out like that. And we understand that Miami averages 103.3 points per game while giving up the exact same on defense in the last 3 games. And then when you look at Boston, Boston averages 125.7 points per game while giving up 104.7 points per game in the last 3 games. All right, y'all know I mentioned that because of the fact that the Miami Heat have won each of their last 8 games following a loss. The Heat have covered the spread in each of their last 8 games following a loss, and 9 of the Heat's last 10 playoff games have gone under the total points line. All right, versus when you're looking at a Boston team, you're talking about the Celtics have won 26 of their last 27 home games against Eastern Conference opponents. The Celtics have failed to cover the spread in 9 of their last 10 night games at TD Garden following a home win, and each of the Celtics' last 6 night games against Southeastern Division opponents have gone over the total points line. All right, so I say all that just to let y'all know this, man. Right now, I've already put in, and y'all missed the line, but I got it at 107.5 Celtics team total points over. I'm really feeling that tonight. It's moved all the way up between 108.5 and 110.5. If you can catch it, you can catch it. If not, best of luck to you. As far as the spread is concerned, I would have to lean towards a backdoor cover. I'm just saying, I know I said that last time too, but at the end of the day, I don't think that the Celtics are going to come out here and shoot like they just shot. Like in the third quarter, I'm sorry, behind 3, okay, the Celtics for the game shot. Let's go look at it real quick. All right, so the Celtics shot 22 for 49, man, versus Miami's 12 for 37. Now, I know the Celtics are shooting like the reincarnation of the Golden State Warriors, except with bigger players, but that's not what it is right now. All right, and like they're not. It's got to be a variance there. Something's got to regress to the median. And then when you're talking about Miami came out and shot a putrid 32.4%, shooting 12 for 37 from 3. They do better on the season, you guys. On the season, the Miami Heat actually shoot, as far as 3-point percentage is concerned, they are 12th in the NBA. So they're not bad. They're not bad at all. Even though Boston kind of does do great against stopping people from shooting the 3, which is why I said it would only be a lean with that Miami with the 14.5 with them points, man. I really, full disclosure, I am most likely going to take the Boston team total over in this game. I'm going to look at the first half, maybe a quarter, maybe an in-game bet on margin is concerned. Those are the things that I would look at in this game. Outside of that, I'm really not looking towards, because I just don't like having to get 14.5 points in the playoffs or land 14.5 points in the playoffs. It just don't sit right with me. I have issues with that, and because that's my money. I give you guys the advice I give you guys because it's nothing but advice. All right. I want you to bet responsibly if you are betting. I want you to have knowledge so that you can build up your ROI. I just want success for you guys. But at the end of the day, it only happens with me giving you the information I'm giving you. Which is why I appreciate it if you like and subscribe. If not, it's all good. I know you will be back because I do give nothing but winners. I probably put it up either on the side earlier involving this game, or I'm putting it up right now. But one of the two. Y'all holler at me, man. Peace.